Welcome back to Canopy, and here's the F-86 Sabre, and the cockpit is almost done. As you can see, there's some instrument panel there, right there, with some decals on it, and this is the assembled cockpit with some decals on it. I'm just waiting for the microset to dry up a little bit before I can put this inside the fuselage. And yeah, I kind of went with my own paint scheme here. Paint scheme. I don't know how to say that. Anyways, so yeah, I did a little different gray tones on the seat versus the interior, and not much else to say about it. It's like a super simple cockpit, and I only need to paint a little bit on the inside of the fuselage there. Painted the outside also, and yep, that's where I'm at. And that's the cockpit in the fuselage. And as you can see, I found room for about 4 pellets in there, and at half a gram each, that's 2 grams in total. Then it's 5 grams, so it should not be a tail sitter, considering Airfix only wants you to put the 3 gram block in there that they provide. Looking good so far. And we got our first fitment issue with the kit. The wings, there's something that hits. I mean, they fit quite good in the front, but when I'm going trying to make it flush in the back right here, that happens, and vice versa. It always lifts, and I can't figure out quite just what it is that's hitting inside. There's actually quite a unique design to it right here, with multiple like steps and layers, and I've already shaved off one ledge over here, and I cut these ones a bit shorter, and it's fitting a little bit better than originally, but I'm still trying to figure this out. And second issue I got is the nose piece. It was a really tight fit, and it's slightly wonky inside, or not lined up with a hole, but not very noticeable at all. But yeah, we have the nose piece is slightly misshapen, so here we have to do some sanding and filling, maybe, perhaps. And also in here, on top of the instrument panel, I'm gonna put a little filler, maybe. I gotta sand it down a little bit first to see how it turns out. But yeah, nothing too major. The biggest worry I got right now is the wing fit. I need to figure this one out. And now the main build-up is done, and it's a pretty good looking plane, I think. It was a simple, easy build, except for figuring this out. What I ended up doing was I did a little cutting and did a little sanding until it popped just right. And yeah, not much to this plane. I'm not putting on the pylons or anything, because this rear under section of the wing is going to get a huge decal, the United States Air Force lettering. And I think the reason why the nose was so misshapen was because of the it was a tight fit, and I put some glue on it, and then the glue just ate away, or the plastic cement ate away the plastic, yeah. And this Airfix plastic is really susceptible to the Tamiya extra thin. As you can see, or you cannot see, around the air brakes we got some sink marks all around here, and that's just because I used a little bit too much glue there. But anyways, moving on to the clear parts, putting on the canopy, and I'm gonna have to use a little bit of filler on the wing roots, and of course I always put a little bit of filler on the seam line just to try and hide it a little bit better. But it's a nice looking plane so far. And also, I'm like, when I sand here, I re-scribe right away so I don't lose the details on the panel lines. And now we have a bit of an awkward situation. As you can see, there's no cutting mat on my table, and that's because it's finished. I couldn't do any recording of the paintwork and such because my wife was had moved her sewing business into the living room and was right next to me here sewing away when I was building, because she had some big market or something she had to attend and had to stock up on product. But anyways, I built this thing, and what I did was I started off painting it with a black base coat, and then I painted over it with Vallejo chrome instead of aluminum, because the chrome is a bit darker and it's a bit cooler in my opinion. And the black base coat was simply to give the chrome paint a bit more shine, a bit more pizzazz. But yeah. And then the decals went on, and these are cartograph decals, as is the usual with the Airfix new tool kits, and they went on really nicely. Even the big stripes and everything, this is all the decals, and it took to the decaling solution quite nicely. And this is my favorite manufacturer of decals, like I've said many times before. The only complaint I got with it is that the decals are slightly larger in scale than the actual drawing. So if you can see the insignias right here, just how close it is to the yellow stripe. It's not supposed to be that close, and even though the stripe is just like a millimeter off center, it was enough to make the insignia on this side overlap it a bit. And then the checkered flag on the back tail here, it stood out of the tail. I had to cut it off a little bit, and that's the ongoing problem with every decal, every major decal, like the Mig Med Marine here, and the name Lynn and Dave, I'm sorry. All the decals were slightly larger than actual scale was supposed to be, but with some clever thinking and planning ahead a bit, I could make it work. And decaling took me like 4 or 5 nights, I can't really remember, but it's like 126 decals for this tiny plane, and it was a lot, but fun. I had fun because the cartograph decals are so good. And I was tried this stuff for the first time for a clear coat, and it worked pretty fine. It's not the same you get in the United States. It's sort of a European version of it. It's slightly off white yellowish in color, but it dries completely clear and not not super glossy, but like satin finish, and the more coats you put on, the more gloss you get. So this is about like 4 or 5 coats of gloss. And yeah, what else was I gonna say? I didn't weather it too much. I just put on some Vallejo black wash. I made some streaks. I don't know if the camera is picking up the streaks. I wanted a pretty dirty warbird look to it, so it has some heavy streaks going across the wings, and then I used eyeshadow for smoke effects around the gun ports and the back right there. But I'm going to put up a slideshow. I took some pictures last night because I finished this last night. They're not the best pictures, but then again, I am a participant, not a competitor in the group build. And I already got the next project on the go. I'm not making a video build of this. This is just a quick fooling around. Doing Fokker DR1, the Baron von Richthofen plane, but as you can see, I was not doing it red. I'm deliberately doing it wrong. It's sort of a what if project. I'm even putting in the pilot from the Sabre into the Fokker. Excuse my language. Lol. Anyways, I'm just gonna put up the slideshow, and then I'm gonna keep on finishing the Fokker. And I'm kind of undecided what the next build is gonna be, but stay tuned and enjoy the slideshow. Bye.